Okay, so hello, welcome back to Goomadies Coins and Banknotes, and today we are on a binge of New Zealand coins. So this series takes into account the silver coins as well as these large bronze coins of George VI. So this ranges from 1937 to 1946 when they stopped producing silver coins. Now why did they stop producing silver coins? Well, Britain wanted the money for pay war debt. New Zealand probably also had to do the same. So they took silver out of the actual coinage and they just issued base metal coins with the same designs. So they didn't change the same designs because that disguises the fact that they've removed silver from circulation. But these are 50% silver for these silver coins that they issued. Okay, and in 1940 they started issuing their own bronze coins, so the half penny and the 1 penny. Okay. And these ones with no intrinsic metal value were in circulation up until 1967 when they introduced decimal currency, so the current coins that they use now in New Zealand. Okay, so let's have a look at the half penny first. So this is coin that has a he tiki, and that's a Maori pendant. So that's on this coin. You can see the face and the body. And the first year is 1940. So this coin is 5.6 grams, 25.4 millimeters. And until 1948, they produced them with King Emperor, but when India got independent, they actually changed the wording on it to let me have a look. I should have another one here somewhere. 1952, yeah, King George VI. And we have various dates of it. Not every date has a coin produced. So 1940 is 3.4 million. 1941, this is the key date for it. It has 960,000. And then we have got two of them. This one's a bit damaged. 1942 for some reason seems to have a higher value than 1941. I don't know why. They don't seem to be too hard to get. It's 1.9 million compared to 960,000. So there's 1 million more of these. So why are they more expensive than that? Don't know. I would say in the past someone's made up a rumor that's because they had this coin, and this happens quite often. Then they put it out there and people just jump on it. Okay, 1944 is about 2,035,000. Then we have 1945. I don't have about 1 million, 1.5 million. 1946, 3,120,000. So all these are pretty common, and in this condition you'll be paying $5 or less for most of them. But the 1941 being the low mint, I reckon that's at least $10. So as you can see, these ones don't seem to have as much wear on these coins. So you can still get these half pennies in pretty good condition. Okay, the next coin we have is the penny, and what circulated between, I don't know, the 1800s and the introduction of these coins. It's probably Australian half pennies and pennies, because they're just bronze, and because Australia at this time period produced their own, would have been easier to ship than the actual UK coinage. Okay, so the mintage for 1940 is 5,424,000. So that's a pretty common coin, and in this condition you're probably paying $1 or $2. And this one has the toy bird. So, and I believe that is also extinct. Okay, the next date we have, as you can see, this one's been cleaned in the past, which is really sad. Okay, 1940, so this one 1.2 million, and that's the lowest minted of this series. So, but 1.2 million is pretty common. So this clean one's probably worth $1 or $2, but it's still in pretty good condition, and it will tone over time. Another 1941. Okay, I don't have any 1942, but that has 3,120,000, so that's pretty common. This 1943 is one of the highest minted with 8.4 million. So really, in this condition, less than $1. As you can see, I've got quite a few. Then we have 1944, 3,696,000, also pretty common. 1944, again. And that's it. I don't have any 1945, but it's 4.764 million. 1946, 6,720,000. So most of these you can actually get in pretty good condition for quite a low price. I'd say uncirculated for most of them probably about $10 to $20. Not really a scarce coin, you see. This is the best one, but it is clean, but I'm going to keep it because it's pretty much uncirculated. Okay, now as for the silver coins, so these are all 50% silver. On the 1st of January 2025, the silver value of this is, for the footprints, it is $2.42. Now, I don't have all the dates, but as for the silver coins, this denomination has coins that are most common, means that there's no low mintages under $1 million. We've got 1937, 2.88 million. This 1939 has 3 million. Then we have 1940, 2 million, 41 with 1.76 million. So 1942 has 3,120,000. And you need to find one without a diamond on this side. So that has a mintage of 250,000. That's the key date. And then we have 43 and 4.4 million. So 44, 2,840,000. 45, 2,520,000. 1946 with 6,800,000. So this is pretty common. Most of these you can get for close to bullion. It's only when you get extremely fine and above that any of these are actually going to be higher than the actual bullion value. So these have a war club on it, and that is called a part 2. So I wouldn't like to be hit with that. So these 1946, which one would I keep? That one's pretty good, but it's dirty. This one has some wear. This one is actually quite good, some wear on the top. And this one is also dirty somewhere. So I'll probably just keep this one as a space filler. Now, as I don't have any of the other dates, the best one I've got is probably this one. 1943. It's not dirty, it has some slight wear, but it will just fill in the gap. And here we have a pretty clean one. 1946, actually I'll probably keep this one. Has the least wear and the least dirt on it as well. Okay, the sixpence is 2.83 grams. Has the extinct hoorbird that lived on the North Island, and it was minted, so the 1937 is a mintage of 1,280,000, 39, 700,000. So this is the first coin in which a lot of the mintages go under 1 million. 1940, mintage 800,000. And in this condition, yeah, I wouldn't let that go for at least $50. Then you got 41, 440,000, 42, 360,000, 43, 1.8 million, 44, 1,160,000. So they shouldn't be too hard to get. 45, 940,000. And this coin, 1946, is 2,120,000. So really, these are, compared to the footprints, these are all quite low minted coins. And I like this one, a 1940. So it is a pretty good condition coin. Yeah, so the online catalogue, so this is roughly about $50 for this coin. so I wouldn't actually grade it higher than EF. 1937. This one's probably VF. Could also be EF. And this could also be, if it's almost uncirculated, talking probably about $100. This one's EF, talking about 12, 13 bucks. So only the real low high mint coins, but low grade like these ones, will be closer to bullion value, but I wouldn't sell it for bullion value. I like to sell stuff with numismatic value. So anyway, as you can see, these ones, even though in 1947 they issued copper and nickel, these circulated for quite a long period afterwards. Now the 1 shilling has the Maori warrior with a taiaha, so a traditional staff weapon, and this is where the goodies get going. So it's 5.65 grams of 50% silver, so it's roughly about $10 per coin, just bullion value. That goes up and down. That's on the 1st of January, so by the time you see this video, it could go up and down. Now, as for the mintages, the 1937 is a mintage of 890,000. So this is where the values of these coins goes higher than the actual bullion value. Although this one, look at that. That one's definitely bullion value. This one, more than bullion value. So you can look on online catalogs and find out. Then we have 1940 with 500,000, 1941 with 360,000. Those ones are definitely more than bullion value, even for coins in this condition. Now here we have a 1943 with 900,000. And 1942 also has a broken back with 80,000. And the broken back is centered here. So I reckon on these coins, just check to see if these have a broken back, because there might be an error, you never know. So these ones, 900,000 is actually quite small. Yeah, so probably about, I would say $20 for those coins. 44, 480,000. So I wouldn't sell these for 10 bucks. I would probably at least double bullion. This one, although it's corroded, or it has something on that side, it looks like it has a die crack here. Or it could just be the artifact of the actual contamination. K45 has a mintage of 1,000,000, so really that's pretty common. And this coin should be close to bullion. And 1946 also 1,000,000. Although a coin in this condition, so this is probably close to bullion, but in this condition you'd be paying a bit higher, probably at least double or triple the actual bullion value. But that will be a coin that I would keep. So that's the 1 shilling. Okay, the 2 shillings, so this is roughly about $20 per coin. And it has the Maori, not the Maori, the Kiwi. So that's currently on the $1 coin. Although the value of this one is worth more than $1. Okay, and when they changed over in 1967, it's the equivalent to 20 cents. Okay, the 1937 has 1,190,000. So this one probably sell for probably bullion and a bit, probably about 25 bucks I would say. Then we have 37, another one. So you can see I've got a few. This one has toning, so it's had something on it. Then you got 40 with 400,000, so that's definitely more than bullion, probably no less than 50 bucks you'd be paying for that. 1941, 820,000. In this condition, yeah, I would say probably closer, yeah, probably closer to 50 bucks. Okay, 1942, so this is the key date with 150,000, as well as 1944 with 140,000. Yeah, so in this condition, you're probably paying at least $100, $150. But this is one that I would keep and not sell. Probably get it buried with me. 1943 has 1.4 million. Yeah, so this one also in pretty good condition. They sell for about 50 bucks in this grade. which is EF, probably almost uncirculated apart from the actual crap on it. Then you have 1945 with 515,000, which means that, yeah, probably about $50. And then you got 1946, you got two varieties, you got round back and flat back. Round back, 1.2 million, pretty common, probably guess low grade coin for bullion. And then you have the flat back with 300,000, that's the key date. You probably pay more than $50 for one of those because of the actual mintage. And these all have the actual flat back on the actual bird. So can we see the other coin? No. So that's basically the actual florin coin. And the last one that we have is the half crown. So this is equivalent to $25. So really, you'll be paying for a shilling $10. So for 2 shillings, $20. For 2 and 6pence, $25. 6pence, you're paying $5. And for a pence, about $2.50. That's roughly how it works. And these are all low mint. The 1933 and 34, which are about 4 million coins are minted, would be the most common still at this time. This has the coat of arms of New Zealand. And 1937 is 672,000. 1941, so this one's 776,000, but you're really not going to pay less than $50 for this coin. The 1942, 240,000, yeah, definitely over $75. 1943 should be most common, 1,120,000. So you can probably get that for bullion, 25 or maybe $30 or $40, but you'll be struggling. Then you got 1944, 180,000. That's a key date. No more, no less than $100 for a poor grade one. Then you got 1945, 420,000. 1946 with 960,000. So those ones are roughly about $50 in the lowest grade as well. So this is an expensive denomination. Anyway, hope this helps you with your New Zealand coins. They're actually quite a nice series. So after this, what I'll do is I'm going to pull out the coins I'm going to keep, put it in the bag, and the rest I'm not selling silver at this moment. I will sell the extra pennies. As for silver coins, I'm just holding on to the silver price actually stabilizes. Thank you very much. Have an awesome coin and banknote collecting time, and take care.